All right, so today, last day of the month, February 28th. It was a solid day for me. Shot two for three from the field. Just pretty much took what the defense gave me. I was really focused on just not having the same mistakes I had last week, where I may have forced a couple trades or not being as engaged and just letting these little minor things happen that really impacted my trade. So the first trade I took today was UPST. Actually, it was SQ. I had bought SQ by accident by trying to buy this stock. But once I realized I was in SQ, I immediately exited that trade. So that was basically just a net zero trade. So what I wanted to do for UPST is here's the 5 minute opening range high. Started hitting its head on it quite a few times and formed this resistance area. It tried to get up here but failed. Luckily, I didn't see that because maybe I would have been tempted to buy right there. But I figured so after this candle here, it was looking to start trying to get up above this area again. So I took it right here. And I did want to get in a little bit sooner, but once again, as I'm entering my orders, stock starts to, gain momentum and starts to really move. I was risking on the VWAP in the 9 EMA, so I gave it some decent space to bounce around. You can see the hammer candle right here, which could have been a support area as well. So I just thought this area was pretty solid. My target, again, I went in small once again, and hit my target. I thought it had more in it, but I didn't want to take any chances. I figured this would be good enough. And as you can see, it did run up some more, but I'm okay with where we're at. This pullback did make me feel like, same thing that kept happening last week is about to happen again, where it runs up and then, it's kind of high enough to take a profit. But since I'm trading very, very small right now, I don't want to get out right there. I want to wait for the larger move. So that means in most cases, staying in the trade during a pullback, which I hate to do sometimes. So I had to endure this pullback, but this candle gave me more hope, and right after that we hit my target. So that was a pretty solid trade. Executed it very, very well. The next trade would be NAT. So this stock, I missed this trade right here. I would have liked to buy here, but I'm busy at work and didn't really have everything on my charts set up and everything. So this would have been a really good one. But I missed it. So I was trying to see if there's another area where it may bounce off of. See if once we get around the 20, I figure I can get in again, which was right here. I didn't feel as strongly about this trade, but it was close enough to the 20 for me to enter, and I figured it may stutter around the high, but the stock couldn't even reach the high, and I did allow it to retest resistance area. Ultimately, it did stop me out, but what I did last week, what I said I wasn't gonna do, I did here. I didn't stay fully engaged as I'm trading this, but again, I'm working, so sometimes it's kind of hard. But I should have got out right around this area once we came back below the 9, because this was a pretty good indication that, you know, it was running out of steam. And given that this is a very low float and low dollar stock, I don't really want to play around with it too much. So next time, if I could watch it closely on a situation like this, I'm gonna try to get out right as I can see it losing momentum. That way I could have, you know, saved a few bucks. Only about a $60 loss, but could have maybe been about 20 or so. Overall, I think it was an okay trade, just not the best setup. And the next trade I took was this stock. So MULN is the next trade I took. You know, this is my bread and butter on these low float stocks. Pretty easy to trade once it's trending. You know, it would have been nice to get in on this breakthrough, but it didn't really hit my radar until after it broke through. So what I did was buy on the first bounce of the 20. It started to slip a little bit past the 20, but it did end up holding. In the past, I would have added right here, but I wanted to be a little bit more safe and just wait for the stock to show a bit more strength. So I decided I'm going to wait until the stock holds the 9, not just the 20, but the 9 as well. As soon as it held the 9 and confirmed above the 9, I went ahead and added another 1,000 shares here. Stock hit my first target at 154, and then my second target was at 160. If I was able to monitor it closely, I would have had another target, but I was not able to look at it constantly. So I decided 2 targets would be good enough. But if I could, I would have had another target at 170. But that's okay. It was still a pretty decent trade. The easiest trade I had in the past couple weeks. Nice strong trend, a lot of volume. Yeah, so my stop was right below the 20, which only threatened that, well, didn't really threaten it too much. So at the end of the day, I ended positive. Like I said, I was 2 for 3 from the field. I'm not gonna count SQ because it's a scratch. I pretty much only lost commission on this one. Nat, this could have been a much smaller loss had I been more focused or been able to focus more. And actually could have been, yeah, I'll leave it at that. So for the day, gross about $418, but after commissions and fees and everything, it's about $388. So I'll take that. Again, small account, small trading. I was asking for another day with momentum on low float stocks, and I got what I wanted. So I gotta keep trying to take advantage of those opportunities. And my plan is just to be a bit more focused in the coming weeks, so I can maximize my trading profits and limit my losses better. Until then, deuces.